I don't necessarily think they know what's going on yet. There's a lot of weird shit going on with this.
I know. I almost texted you when the Charlie Kirk thing happened because my antennas went up about, they showed the photo of that kid, or the guy that they have, the 22-year-old, whatever. And I was almost going to be like, dude.
But this kid had a rifle with a scope. Now, here's where it gets weird. The first images of this rifle with a scope, I swear to God, it looks like he has a composite stock on it. Like, it looks like a modern 30-06 rifle.
But I want to take the start of this show to address some of the things that have been going around on public, namely about a group text chain that has been made known and released by Candace Owens. And I just want to address it head on because, that was a screen grab that I had shared with people. So it is on.
They say every storm starts with a whisper, but this one began with a message, a single text sent late at night that now has the entire internet spiraling into theories and disbelief. It's the story everyone's talking about, the shocking claim that Candace Owens may have tried to warn Charlie Kirk about someone far too close to him, and now Joe Rogan's unexpected reaction has set social media on fire. At first, it sounded like just another rumor bouncing around political circles, but then came the leaks, screenshots, voice notes, and whispers of a rift that no one saw coming. People who were once allies started turning silent, posts were deleted, and fans began connecting dots that maybe weren't supposed to be connected. What makes it even more unsettling is that this isn't coming from anonymous gossip pages. It's coming from names everyone knows. Candace, the unfiltered truth teller, Charlie, the voice of a generation, and now Erica Kirk, the widow at the center of it all, caught in a storm she may or may not have seen coming. The question that's got everyone hooked is simple. What exactly did Candace warn him about? And why is Joe Rogan suddenly confirming parts of it on air? Tonight, we're breaking down the story that has fans stunned, friends divided, and insiders whispering that this might just be the biggest fallout of the year. This always said,
originally thought.
Just got a tip that busts the CK case wide open. Tyler Robinson has partial paralysis in his right leg. And that's how people identified him, not from the photographs.
And his family, who has since been interrogated, specifically stated to FBI interrogators that because of the video that the FBI released at my direction, and because of the photographs that they released, they identified their son.
This means that his unusual gait, his limp, was not because there was a rifle down his pants. And those of us with eyeballs already knew this. But this confirms it. This also explains why we never saw a perp walk, why they used all these still photos, and why they only showed him limping one time when he's on the way. So that they could run the narrative that the weapon was down his skinny jeans and nobody could see it.
Yeah, you heard that right. Joe thinks there's way more to the story, and he's been quietly putting the pieces together with people who were actually there that day. For those who haven't been following, Candace Owens has made this personal. She's on a full-blown mission to uncover what really happened to Charlie, and she's not backing down anytime soon.
Okay. Congratulations, you have been selected to receive the Resident Presidential Scholarship from Utah State University. The value of this scholarship is approximately $32,000. This scholarship is available.
That silence is dangerous, especially when it comes right before the storm. People close to her claim she started feeling something was off months before the world even realized there was tension. She had noticed a strange shift in Charlie's tone, the way he hesitated before talking about his new projects and how his once tight circle.
And yeah, I didn't want to come out and say that it was a fact that there was a woman with the shooter without any proof. We had no proof outside of this person, and what she was saying felt real to me, definitively, but I needed something more solid. Well, we came across something more solid. We reviewed the footage that Shayner brought her. Of course, we downloaded everything but hadn't actually reviewed it, had wiped from the internet. And the proof is in the pudding, and I'm going to let you hear it. Now, to set this up, in this actual clip that Shayner had posted and has since been wiped from the internet, take a listen.
If you timed how long it took him to get from that little part over to here, was way longer than it should have been. So I wondered if the girl had given him stuff, like if there is an accomplice. Sorry, you're filming.
And it said right here, that picture from Sam's across the street, he was right here.
Yep.
So you see, she's talking about the shooter, and she says, I was wondering if the girl had given him stuff, and then somebody off camera says, you know, you're filming, and she says, I'm sorry that you're filming, but it's very clear. There's no question at all. In fact, leading into that, which we should have maybe cut that a little bit earlier, they're speaking about how she thought the FBI had it wrong. The timing
suddenly started to feel crowded. According to reports, Candace allegedly sent him a late-night message, short but serious, warning him that not everyone smiling beside him was really on his side. At the time, Charlie brushed it off with a laugh. He told her she was overthinking things, that politics made everyone paranoid, but Candace knew better. Something in her gut told her that a storm was building. Quietly around her friend, those close to both of them say the tension began subtly. There were cancelled calls, postponed meetings, and then that awkward podcast episode where their usual chemistry was replaced by polite smiles and nervous laughter. Fans immediately noticed, are they beefing? One comment read, racking up thousands of likes. Others speculated that a major fallout had happened off.
But I want to take the start of this show to address some of the things that have been going around on public, namely about a group text chain that has been made known and released by Candace Owens. And I just want to address it head on because, that was a screen grab that I had shared with people. So it is authentic. And I want to go into it because I actually am really excited that the truth is out there. I first want to say the reason I didn't share that screen grab publicly is because it was a private exchange, and I felt like it didn't necessarily comport with things that were already public. I wanted to not betray my friend's trust in that way. But I did share it with some people in government because it happened really quick. It took 33 hours for authorities to get their suspect. And in those first moments, we wanted no stone unturned. We wanted to leave nothing unturned. So I shared it with a few people.
Off camera, something personal. Then came the moment that changed everything. An online rumor claiming that Charlie's own wife, Erica, was influencing key decisions inside their joint projects. Insiders hinted that Candace tried to confront Charlie privately about it, but instead of listening, he grew defensive. He allegedly told her to stop involving herself in his marriage, a comment that friends say left. Candace stunned. From there, things spiraled. Messages that once came every day slowed to a trickle. The two who once defended each other fiercely on air now avoided even mentioning each other's names. According to one insider, Candace later told friends that it wasn't about money or power, it was about control. She believed someone had managed to isolate Charlie, making him question the loyalty of the people who had always stood by him. In the months that followed, Charlie appeared more withdrawn. His speeches grew cautious, his tone softer. Fans described it as if the fire in him had dimmed. Then, out of nowhere, Joe Rogan brought up the situation on his podcast. It wasn't planned. It started with a casual discussion about how online rumors can destroy friendships. But when Joe mentioned that recent fallout between Candace and Charlie, everything changed. His co-host leaned forward, asking what he meant. Joe hesitated, then said he'd heard from some folks that Candace's warnings might not have been unfounded. The studio went quiet. He didn't elaborate, but he didn't deny it either. That tiny moment lit the internet on fire. Clips of the conversation spread like wildfire, fans dissecting every pause, every shift in Joe's tone. Some said he was confirming a hidden truth. Others argued he was just stirring the pot. Either way, the seed of doubt had been planted. Sources claim Candace felt betrayed by the timing. She'd been trying to protect her friend quietly, and now her private worries had turned into a public spectacle. Friends say she went through a mix of anger and heartbreak. She didn't want this, one confidant shared. She wanted to warn him not start a circus. Yet, once the story broke, there was no stopping it. Every tweet, every clip, every old post was suddenly being reinterpreted. Some fans started comparing Erica's interviews and public appearances, noting changes in her tone and expressions, while others insisted that the internet was blowing things out of proportion. What made everything even more surreal was how calm Erica appeared through it all. While the media buzzed with speculation, she stayed composed, posting uplifting quotes and attending events as if nothing had happened. People couldn't decide if that calmness meant strength or something else entirely. Candace, on the other hand, went silent. For weeks, she avoided interviews and live shows, but insiders say she was quietly gathering information, reviewing old messages, and reconnecting with mutual contacts. She wanted answers, and she wasn't the only one. That's when things took a darker turn. Whispers began circulating about strange coincidences. Donations redirected, files missing, conversations cut short. The people around Charlie started acting distant, like they were afraid to say the wrong thing. And the closer Candace looked, the more uneasy she became. According to reports, she discovered inconsistencies in internal communications, names that didn't match dates, projects that seemed to shift direction overnight. One late evening, she reportedly told a friend, "It's like someone's rewriting history while we're still living it." While Joe Rogan's comments had snowballed, fans were demanding more, tagging him in thousands of posts, asking for clarification. Instead of backing off, Joe leaned into the discussion. On his next episode, he said, "Look, I'm not saying anyone's guilty of anything. I'm just saying the timing of it all feels strange." It was the kind of vague statement that sends the internet into a frenzy. Overnight, hashtags exploded and online sleuths began creating timelines linking every public appearance, interview, and quote. Theories multiplied faster than anyone could track them. Amid the chaos, Candace resurfaced, but not with anger. She spoke calmly in a short live stream, saying only, "Sometimes the truth doesn't need to be shouted, it just needs time to breathe." Her followers flooded the comments with questions, but she didn't answer any of them. Instead, she logged off, leaving viewers stunned and more curious than ever. To many, it felt like confirmation that something bigger was unfolding behind closed doors. And deep down, people started to wonder whether Candace's silence meant the storm she had predicted was finally here. The tension that had been simmering quietly suddenly began to boil over. By the time autumn rolled around, what started as whispers had turned into a full-blown online storm. Podcasts, tabloids, and Twitter threads were spinning theories by the minute, each one more dramatic than the last. People claimed there were secret recordings, late-night phone calls, and deleted text chains that painted a picture of betrayal and manipulation. No one knew what was real anymore, but everyone wanted to believe they had the inside scoop. Candace's name was trending every other day. Screenshots of her old tweets were resurfacing, dissected word by word like hidden prophecies. One of them simply read, "Sometimes the betrayal doesn't come from enemies," and fans were convinced she was talking about Charlie. Others argued she meant Erica. Whatever the truth was, that one sentence was enough to split the internet in half. People started taking sides, some defending Candace for trying to warn her friend, others accusing her of stirring drama. At the worst possible time in the middle of it all, Joe Rogan dropped another casual bombshell. During a guest segment, he mentioned that someone very close to the situation had reached out to him. He didn't name names, but he hinted that the messages Candace sent weren't as harmless as people thought. It wasn't gossip, he said quietly. It was concern. That single phrase set off another wave of speculation. Viewers flooded his comment sections, begging him to reveal more, while analysts across YouTube started combing through hours of his shows looking for hidden context. Sources close to the Turning Point organization began leaking small details, enough to keep the fire alive, but never enough to confirm anything. Some claimed Charlie had been under immense pressure before his final weeks. Deadlines, speeches, and meetings that didn't feel like his own ideas anymore. Others said he was planning to take a break, maybe even step away from public life for a while. That apparently didn't sit well with certain people in his orbit. And while these claims remain unverified, they added a haunting undertone to the story that was already spiraling out of control. Candace, meanwhile, was trying to regain control of her narrative. She released a statement saying she only ever wanted to protect her friend and had no intention of causing harm. But every time she spoke, the internet twisted her words into new theories. Even simple phrases like, "You can't save someone who doesn't want to be saved," became viral quotes, fueling a wave of emotional reaction videos. Commentators described her tone as tired, heartbroken, and done fighting. One outlet claimed she had privately broken down during an interview prep, saying she wished she'd done more when she had the chance. At the same time, Erica's composure started to crack in subtle ways. She gave an interview that was meant to be about charity work, but ended up feeling like a thinly veiled defense. When the host asked about rumors of tension between her and Candace, she smiled tightly and said, "People love to imagine conflict where there's none." But her eyes told a different story. Clips of that interview went viral instantly. Body language experts flooded TikTok, analyzing every blink, every micro-expression, every tremor in her voice. "She's hiding something," commenters wrote. "She looks like someone rehearsing grief." The families involved began closing ranks. Mutual friends refused interviews. Publicists issued identical statements saying the families are asking for privacy. But privacy was impossible when millions of people were obsessed. Fan theories grew darker, some suggesting outside interference, others insisting the real reason for the fallout was a massive political disagreement that had been brewing behind closed doors. Then came what fans called the shadow email, a leaked screenshot allegedly showing a message from an unknown sender warning Charlie to watch your circle surfaced online. It spread like wildfire before being deleted everywhere almost instantly. No one could confirm where it came from, but that didn't matter. The idea of a warning lost in the noise was too cinematic for the internet to resist. Within hours, people linked it back to Candace's supposed text and framed her as the lone voice trying to save a friend from something bigger than either of them realized. Joe Rogan's next episode poured more fuel on the flames. Laughing awkwardly, he said, I probably shouldn't have said that on air," referring to his earlier comments. But the damage was done. His guest joked that he'd just opened Pandora's box, and Joe nodded, saying, "Yeah, it's messy, real messy." That one word echoed across the internet like a siren, messy. Fans clipped it, remixed it, turned it into thumbnails, and plastered it across every conspiracy thread they could find. What made everything worse was how fragmented the reactions were. While some fans wanted to believe in a cover-up, others were pleading for everyone to calm down, reminding people that grief, politics, and power don't mix well. One viral tweet summed it up perfectly. The truth might be boring, but everyone prefers a scandal. Still, the drama was too addictive to let go. Reporters began camping outside events where Erica was scheduled to appear. Flashes went off every time she smiled too long or avoided a question. Her every move became a headline. Candace, exhausted but unyielding, made one last public comment before retreating from the spotlight again. She said softly during a podcast appearance, "I warned him because I cared, not because I doubted him, but sometimes care looks like confrontation." That single line hit like lightning. Her supporters turned it into clips, quotes, and fan edits. For them, she was the truth teller surrounded by silence. For others, she was the instigator who couldn't let go. Either way, her words hung heavy in the air, and for the first time, even Joe Rogan seemed to pause. He said quietly, almost to himself, maybe she was right. That moment changed everything. It wasn't confirmation, not even close, but it was enough. It gave the story a pulse again, breathing new life into a mystery that refused to fade. And just when people thought they had heard it all, something new surfaced. Something that would turn speculation into chaos all over again. What happened next felt like the climax of a movie no one was ready for. A week after Joe's offhand remark reignited the storm, a mysterious clip began circulating online. It wasn't long or high quality. Just a few seconds of muffled conversation recorded in a dimly lit conference hallway. In it, two voices could be heard, one male, one female. The woman said, "He's starting to ask too many questions," followed by a nervous laugh. The man replied, "Don't worry, he trusts you." That was all. But within hours, millions of views poured in as fans insisted the voices sounded eerily like Charlie and Erica. No one could verify the recording, and several outlets refused to touch it. But that didn't stop it from exploding across every platform. Candace didn't comment publicly, but people close to her claimed she recognized the clip immediately. According to them, she sent a brief message to her team that read, "I told you something wasn't right." Meanwhile, Joe Rogan addressed the viral audio on his next episode. "Look," he said, "we don't know if that's real. Audio can be edited, but if it is real, it changes everything." The studio went silent again. The words, "if it is real," were all anyone needed. The conversation spun out of control. Podcasts, commentators, and even rival news networks jumped in, dissecting every background noise, every syllable, as if decoding a secret message while the online chaos raged. Erica made her most public appearance yet at a memorial event in Washington. Cameras zoomed in as she walked on stage, dressed in black, composed but visibly pale. When she spoke, her voice cracked. "Charlie believed in light," she said softly. "He believed in hope, even when people misunderstood him." Some saw sincerity, others saw performance. Within minutes, clips from her speech went viral, split-screened against Candace's past interviews. Viewers compared their tones like rival actresses in a courtroom drama. One comment summed up the divide. "Erica's mourning the past. Candace is chasing the truth, but the deeper you looked, the murkier it got." Several anonymous insiders began feeding small details to journalists. unverified but intoxicating. They claimed there were disagreements between Charlie and certain donors, that funds had gone missing, and that Erica had allegedly stepped in to manage finances personally. None of it was proven, yet every claim added another layer of suspicion. Candace's silence became louder than any speech. Fans began calling her the Watcher, someone who knew too much but was biding her time. Then a new detail shook even the skeptics. A reporter leaked that, shortly before everything unfolded, Charlie had been drafting an internal memo, a transparency letter, he reportedly called it, addressed to his team. In it, he allegedly mentioned wanting to review past transactions and restructure partnerships to make the organization more accountable. The memo never surfaced officially, but multiple people claim to have seen it. One insider described it as a quiet revolution in the making. When this story broke, social media lost its collective mind. Suddenly, Candace's warnings didn't sound so out of place anymore. Joe Rogan addressed the report on his show too, saying, "If that letter's real, it's not about conspiracy, it's about pressure. Imagine being the guy everyone depends on, trying to do the right thing, while the system's pulling you in 10 directions." His guest nodded slowly. And maybe, they added, someone didn't like that he was changing the rules. Again, Joe didn't confirm anything, but his tone, somber, deliberate, spoke volumes. That episode became one of his most watched in months. Meanwhile, people began revisiting Candace's past public moments with Charlie, combing through years of footage for signs of cracks. They noticed subtle exchanges, awkward pauses, forced smiles, a joke that landed flat. Every microsecond was now evidence. On forums, threads appeared with titles like "The Day the Friendship Died" or "What Candace Saw That No One Else Did." One video compilation titled "Warning Signs We Missed" hit over 1 million views in less than 24 hours. The internet was eating itself alive with speculation, each new theory feeding the next. The families remained silent. There were no statements, no clarifications, but one evening, a mutual acquaintance appeared on a late-night talk show and dropped a vague but heavy comment. Sometimes people try to protect someone who doesn't want protection. The host tried to press for details, but the guest just smiled faintly and said, "Time will reveal what words can't." That single line turned into a viral quote overnight. Influencers used it as captions. Fans tattooed it on images of Candace and Charlie standing side by side from happier times. In private, some sources say Candace grew increasingly conflicted. She didn't want to seem like she was exploiting a tragedy, but she also couldn't ignore what she believed were unanswered questions. One friend described her as haunted. She'd scroll through old messages at night, staring at their last conversation where she'd typed, "Promise me you'll be careful," but never got a reply. In the world of public figures, that kind of guilt becomes fuel. It keeps the story alive long after others have moved on. Erica, on the other hand, leaned deeper into public appearances. She launched a new initiative in Charlie's name, gave interviews about continuing his vision, and surrounded herself with loyal faces. But even those appearances carried an air of tension. Reporters noticed how she avoided certain questions and repeated others word for word in multiple interviews. One journalist wrote, "She's composed, but her eyes keep darting like someone checking for shadows." Then, out of nowhere, Joe Rogan released a teaser for an upcoming episode titled "Truth, Timing, and Trust." Fans went into a frenzy. He didn't say who the guest was, but everyone assumed it would be Candace. The clip showed Joe sitting in silence before saying, Some people saw it coming, others ignored it. And that's where the danger begins. That was it. No context, no names, but it was enough to send the internet into overdrive. Hashtags trended worldwide. Fans started countdowns, reaction channels prepared breakdowns, and rumors spread that the episode might expose hidden truths about Charlie's final months. When the episode finally aired, Joe didn't name anyone directly. Instead, he spoke broadly about how people in power sometimes lose themselves in the people they trust most. It's easy to mistake control for care, he said. And sometimes when someone tries to pull away those who depend on their control don't take it well. The silence after his words was deafening. For many viewers, that was confirmation enough. By the end of that week, one thing was clear. This wasn't just a story about friendship gone wrong. It had become a cultural storm. Candace, Joe, Erica, and Charlie's legacy were now pieces of a puzzle no one could fully solve. And while the internet devoured every rumor, the truth, whatever it was, remained buried just beneath the noise, waiting for its next spark. The spark came when Candace reappeared after weeks of silence. Stepping into a studio lit in muted tones, her expression calm but unreadable. Everyone had been waiting, wondering whether she'd finally address the mounting theories or just let them fade into the chaos. Instead, she looked straight into the camera and said quietly, "Truth has a funny way of surviving. No introduction, no build-up, just that line." And with it, the entire internet froze. Within seconds, the clip went viral. Hashtags exploded again, timelines filled with people debating whether this was a confession, a challenge, or a final goodbye to the story that had consumed her life for months. She continued, speaking slowly, her voice trembling just enough to feel real. "There were things I saw that I couldn't ignore. I never said anyone was guilty of anything, but I did say something felt wrong, and it still does." She didn't name Erica. She didn't accuse anyone, but her tone, measured, restrained, almost sorrowful, said more than words ever could. She paused for a moment before adding, "People love to twist your concern into drama, but I sleep at night knowing I did what I could." That final sentence set off another firestorm. Journalists dissected every syllable, trying to decide if she was hinting at regret or closure. Meanwhile, Erica responded the next day with a carefully crafted statement. "Speculation has gone too far," it read. "My focus remains on honoring my husband's legacy, not fueling rumors that serve no one." It was dignified, precise, and, according to some, cold. Fans immediately started comparing the two women again, painting them as opposing forces in a tragedy that neither had asked for. One was emotion and fire, the other, ice and control. In a single weekend, social media turned their story into a stage play, complete with villains, victims, and endless commentary from people who knew none of them personally. Joe Rogan, caught in the middle of the frenzy he'd unintentionally reignited, went live to clarify his stance. "Look," he said, rubbing his hands together, "I'm not confirming or denying anything. I just think people should question things. That's it. Don't go making monsters out of each other." His audience erupted online, half praising him for his neutrality and half accusing him of backing down. One user summed it up in a viral comment. "Joe started the fire, now he's acting like he doesn't smell the smoke." But the truth was, even he seemed uneasy. Every time the subject came up, he hesitated before changing topics, as if the whole ordeal had turned from intriguing to unsettling. Candace's followers began rallying around her, forming online groups dedicated to uncovering the truth. They shared timelines, screenshots, and archived clips convinced that they were part of something bigger. Some fans took it too far, harassing people connected to Erica, forcing both women to release joint statements pleading for privacy, and reminding viewers that none of this had been proven. That was the first moment both sides agreed on something. The situation had spiraled beyond their control. As the months passed, the story's intensity began to fade, but the questions never did. More details trickled out, anonymous tips that led nowhere, supposed new evidence that dissolved under scrutiny, and statements from friends who said they were tired of the circus. Yet every time it seemed to quiet down, something small, a new post, a cryptic quote, a rumor about an unreleased interview, would reignite the discussion. People couldn't let go. It wasn't just about Charlie anymore. It had become a reflection of how obsession and speculation can blur the line between truth and entertainment. In a bittersweet twist, Candace and Erica eventually crossed paths again at a memorial fundraiser. Cameras caught them shaking hands briefly, stiffly, but unmistakably. No words were recorded, but the photo spread across headlines with captions like "Peace or Performance." For a moment, the internet collectively exhaled. It wasn't forgiveness, not exactly, but it was something like closure. Joe later commented on his podcast, "That's the thing about real life. It doesn't end with answers. It just ends with people trying to move on." His words felt like the first calm note in months of noise. Still, even after all the interviews, statements, and think pieces, the mystery lingered. Did Candace truly know something, or had concern turned into paranoia? Was Joe's confirmation ever really a confirmation, or just a reflection of how eager people are to find patterns in chaos? And what about Erica? Was she just a widow trying to preserve her husband's memory, or was there more beneath her silence than anyone will ever know? No one could say for sure, and maybe that's why the story stayed alive. Because sometimes uncertainty is more addictive than truth. As time went on, people began to see the story differently. It wasn't just a scandal, it was a cautionary tale about trust, about power, about how even the strongest alliances can crumble under the weight of suspicion. Candace returned to her regular shows, but her tone had changed. She was softer, more reflective. Joe kept his distance from the subject altogether, shifting his focus back to safer ground. And Erica continued her work quietly, appearing at events but rarely speaking about the past. The silence between them all became its own kind of ending. For fans, though, the fascination never faded completely. Late-night threads still pop up every few weeks. People re-watching old clips, comparing notes, wondering if they missed something the first time. But maybe the truth isn't hidden in the clips or the messages. Maybe it's in the way everyone reacted. How quickly admiration turns to suspicion, how grief turns to gossip, and how every rumor becomes reality once enough people believe it. And that, more than anything, might be the real story that Joe Rogan accidentally confirmed. The storm had passed, but its echo remained, haunting timelines and comment sections like a half-remembered dream. And as one fan wrote under a faded photo of Charlie smiling on stage, maybe the truth isn't what matters anymore. Maybe it's the lesson. And maybe that's exactly what we should take away from all this. The lesson that sometimes the loudest headlines aren't the whole truth, and the calmest faces might be hiding the deepest storms. The story of Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk, and Erica Kirk isn't just about politics or fame. It's about trust, loyalty, and how easily the internet can turn tragedy into theater. We may never know what was real and what was just rumor, but one thing's for sure. this story changed the way people look at friendship and power in the public eye. So what do you think? Did Candace truly see something no one else did? Or did the noise of speculation turn a simple misunderstanding into chaos? Was Joe Rogan really confirming hidden truths, or was he just voicing the same confusion we all feel when the facts don't line up? Tell us what you believe in the comments, because this isn't just one story anymore. It's a conversation. If you found this deep dive as fascinating as we did, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next breakdown. Every week, we bring you the stories behind the headlines, the ones that make you think twice before scrolling past. Share this video with a friend who loves uncovering the truth behind the drama, and let's keep the discussion going down below. Remember, stay curious, stay questioning, and as always, thanks for watching, and that's where we'll leave it tonight. The story that began with a warning, a friendship, and a whisper that grew into one of the most talked about mysteries online. What started as quiet concern has now become a reminder that even in the age of constant headlines, truth can still hide in plain sight. So now it's your turn. What do you think really happened? Did Candace's warning go unheard? Or did the internet turn ordinary moments into something far bigger? Was Joe Rogan confirming what many already suspected? Or just echoing the questions we've all been too afraid to ask? Share your thoughts respectfully in the comments. Your perspective might be the one that helps make sense of it all. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe right now for more deep dive stories, exclusive updates, and the kind of behind the scenes commentary you won't find anywhere else. Turn on the bell so you never miss when we drop new investigations, and share this video with a friend who loves real stories with real emotion. Stay curious, stay respectful, and as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.